Hey guys, I'm back with a new video. In this video, let us learn about how Node.js works. So let me clear the canvas first. So how Node.js works. So far as we have discussed that Node applications that we build are highly scalable. The reason for this can be attributed to the inherent nature of Node.js. Node.js can be used to write code that is both asynchronous and non-blocking. So we can write code that is asynchronous and non-blocking. So what do you mean by that? Now as we know that for every request that is made, a thread gets allocated. Now in case of Node, which is single-threaded in nature, a single thread is used to handle multiple concurrent requests. So if we have a blocking architecture, what happens in that case is that whenever a request hits the server, so if we have a server and we are using a blocking architecture, so for this case, whenever a request hits the server, the application code would handle the request. So we have our application code written for the server, and this would handle the request and halt all other operations until the request is completely processed and a response is served for it, right? So we halt all the operations until the request is processed and a response is served for it. Now this immediately poses a problem. Can you guess what the problem could be? Now the problem here is that when a large number of requests come in at the very same time and hit the server, each request will have to wait until all the previous requests are processed, right? In other words, this means that the previous operation will block the ones following it. Now you must be wondering, how can this cause a problem? Now the problem here is that if our previous requests have a long response time, right? So the server is taking a large amount of time for processing the request and delivering the response, then in that case all other requests that are pending to be processed or that are waiting to be processed would be halted, or you can say blocked, for a long time. Now to handle this issue, we could have spun different threads for different requests, but with Node this is not possible. Node.js handles things in a bit different way. So instead of spawning a new thread for every new request, all the requests are handled on this one single thread, and that's pretty much all that it does. It handles the requests. All the input-output operations contained in the request, such as for example file system access or say a database read-write operation, is sent to the worker threads that we had discussed in the previous video, that is maintained by libuv in the background. So in essence, this means that the input-output operations are handled asynchronously and not on the main thread on which our application code runs. And it is because of this that our main thread never gets blocked, as we are shifting all the heavy lifting elsewhere, right? So for the blocking architecture, we have the synchronous way of handling the request. So whenever we receive a request on the server, a thread is allocated to handle that request. Now to handle the request, it is likely that you will have to query the database, and as you know, sometimes that this can take a little while until the result is ready. So when the database is executing that specific query that you initiated, our main thread in that case is sitting idle and absolutely doing nothing. So it halts all the operations until the request is processed. It cannot be used to serve another request because here we are using the blocking architecture. So here you would need a new thread to serve another request or client. So for this blocking architecture, imagine what would happen if we have a large number of concurrent clients. At some point we are definitely going to run out of threads to serve these clients. So new clients in here will have to wait until free threads are available, or if we don't want them to wait, we need more hardware. So with the blocking architecture, we are not utilizing our resources efficiently. And this is the main problem with the blocking architecture. And in contrast to the blocking architecture, our main thread never gets blocked as we shift all of the heavy lifting elsewhere, right? Now let me quickly summarize everything that we discussed regarding Node.js. So Node applications are asynchronous in nature. In Node we have a single thread to handle all the requests. So whenever a request arrives, our main thread is used to handle that request. So main thread handles the request, and here in this case our thread will never get blocked, right? and can continue to do useful work while processing another request. So here we continue to do useful work while our previous request is getting processed, while processing another request. So this means that if we need to query a database, our thread doesn't have to wait for the database to return the data. So let the database do the heavy lifting or perform the query, and your thread can continue to serve another client at the very same time. So when the database is ready with the result, it will put the message back in our event queue, and Node.js is going to continuously monitor that event queue. When it finds that there is an event in the event queue, it will take it out and process it. So this kind of architecture is what makes Node ideal for building applications that include a lot of disk and network access, IO-intensive applications. Now we can serve more clients without the need of extra hardware in case of the non-blocking architecture. So this was all I wanted to cover in this video. If you liked the video, do give it a thumbs up or comment down below if you have any query. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the very next one.